What's up YouTube, this is Hill Phantom and I'm back and I'm really excited today because I have something really cool to share with you guys. But first, let me apologize for being a little absent. I have been building a company, so that's been keeping all my attention, but I do keep my eye on space news as well as Starlink news. And today I'm super amped because of this. That's right, I just got the RV Starlink edition sent to the house, and I actually have already brought it out to the field and did some testing, and I'll show some of that video here at the end. But quickly, I wanted to talk a little bit about the news surrounding the RV world and using this as the RV edition, as well as another bit of news that came out a couple months ago, which was the ability to take your home system, or the one that you have, Gen 1, Gen 2, a traditional Starlink service, be able to take that into other areas via an add-on called a portability feature. Now, you pay $110 a month for Starlink service at your house. For $25 additional a month, you can add on the ability to take it off your roof, take it out of your yard, put it in your car, and take it wherever you want, hence the portability feature and add-on. Now, rivaling that is the Starlink RV edition. By all accounts, to me, it looks like Gen 2. Same kind of modem and router, similar square dish, same square dish, if you will. So the hardware is pretty much the same as Gen 2. I like it because I have Gen 1 on the roof. Now, I initially installed that Gen 1 using a volcano mount, and I installed it in such a manner that I could quickly take it off in case something like this opened up. However, that's a little bit bulky for me, and I wanted smaller hardware from an RV specific. And there's one other reason why I wanted to get this system RV, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So just to go through it and surmise, $110 for your service as a house, add on a portability feature, $25. That's $135. Of course, the dish itself, you're going to be getting Gen 2 at this point, is $600 for that hardware setup for your house. Now, on the other side of the announcement is Starlink RV. Like I mentioned, the same kind of hardware, but it's $135 a month straight out the gate. So very similar to the portability feature. You can take this on the road with you, you can take it into different areas, connect up, and have high-speed internet. However, they differ in a couple different ways. First, $135 flat rate, you can't drop it down to $110 or anything like that when you're at your house. You're gonna pay $135. However, the great thing is you can pause this service. So you're committing to month. So you buy $135, you get a month. You can quickly turn it on or off in your application. So this is designed to be on, off, or keep it on all year. It's completely up to you. You can turn it on, turn it off. You don't have to reactivate or anything like that. You just pay your $135. And for people like me who camp maybe a few months out of the year or half the year, you only need it for that 6 months. So it's a really nice feature. On the other side of the coin, when you add the portability feature to Starlink, I believe you can turn that on and off, but I'm uncertain if you can. If you can, that's great. I can't find it on the website, sadly. If any of you guys know, put it in the comments. However, I do know if you cut your home service off, that what we're calling the home service, the 110, that you're not guaranteed to get back on the network when you decide to cut it back on. So that difference here, to me, it was why I got this, was because I truly have the ability to turn it on and off, and I'm guaranteed to get back on that network. Now, what are some of the drawbacks here? With both systems, whether you take your standalone system at your house on the road via the portability kicker, or you use the standalone RV, when you go into other people's home area, you might be deprioritized in terms of getting service. So you just might have slower speeds. They don't say it will always happen, they say it could. So I did take this out into the field. I want to show you a little bit of that footage. I was out in a pretty remote part of Montana. I actually used a solar generator to test this. I used a regular generator, yeah, let's go take a look. Okay, I want to go over a couple different ways that I powered Starlink out here in the field. First, being one of the easiest ways, is just by using a generator. This is a Westinghouse 2500. I use it to run my camper. It has a built-in inverter, so it gives you a nice sine wave, pure sine wave, so it's not going to damage any of your equipment. That's one of the things you want to check out, is if you are going to use a gas generator, make sure it has the correct inverter, or you do some things in front of it that protect your Starlink. I don't know if it would make any difference, but pure sine wave is much better than not having one for any type of electronics. The second and quietest way is actually the solar generator. Now, this one happens to be called the Blue Yeti, I believe. It is a 600 watt-hour battery, and it pumps out at 120 volts. AC, of course, it's an inverter at 300 watts. Now, it's nice because I can hook this up to my solar panel and charge it if needed. You can also hook it up to your car. Now, if you do hook it up to a DC 12-volt battery, you're only going to ever get up to 80%. Now, I've had this connected for the battery for a little over 2 hours, and this goes in 20% increment drops, and it hasn't dropped beyond 100. Now, you'll see here it is pulling about 40 watts. So I recognized that it pulls between 35 and 40 watts pretty consistently. So right now it's bouncing between 30 and 40. So right on cue, it just did that. Inside of the application as well on the phone, you can set to have the automatic heater turn on or off, and that's just for snow and ice. I have it off just in case it does have some residual draw, so I don't know if that would make any difference of turning that on or off. Now let's talk a little bit about speeds. Now speeds are okay. Sometimes, depending on the day and where the satellite is, I'm getting well over 100 down, 20 up, but at times it drops down to about 10, 13, but still great. I mean, look where we are. And we're in a campsite pointing north. As you can see, there is still some good mountains up here, and it's able to be tilted up, and the satellite's able to get to me. I haven't had any drops, 0 drops this whole weekend. Now, I didn't film earlier only because we had a lot of rain, so that was a good test as well because it worked really well in the rain too. So once again, there is Dishy in the RV version. Worked out really, really well. I'm really excited about using it in the future. Now this place is gorgeous. I'll show you a little flyby of the lake at the end down the road. But it's about 20 miles off the highway. No cell phone service, no connection of any type, except now we've got Starlink. And to be honest with you, it's about 20 miles off the highway, but it's about 50 miles away from any type of civilization. So you got to come up here. So they've done a good job here in Montana with a lot of these parks, but don't get it twisted. You're out here in grizzly country, you're out here in the wilds of Montana and all that comes with it, and you definitely don't have service. But once again, I mean, look at this. This is a complete bowl. If you look at that, a complete bowl. So again, Starlink, you did it. I'm happy. This is why I got it. And good to be back to YouTube. I'm Hill Phantom. I'll see you guys later. Peace.